Right now, inflation is the one thing people hate even more than Jake Gyllenhaal. It seems like everything is more expensive these days. Groceries are more expensive. Cars are more expensive. Thai dollar sign is now Thai $1.50. I can't afford that shit anymore. But there's one price that people notice more than anything, and that's the price of gas.
More pain at the pump for drivers as we head into the busy holiday travel season. Gas prices keep going only one direction, up.
Gas prices rising over 6% over the last month, up nearly 50% over the last year.
Gas prices are at their highest levels in 7 years. According to AAA, we're looking at $3.42 a gallon on average right now.
Americans are spending $430 million more every day on gasoline than just 1 year ago today.
Every time I fill up, it's close to like $80, $90.
It's like, do you want to eat steak or you want to fill up your tank?
Yeah, that's a tough choice. Do you want to eat steak or do you want to pour gas in your car? I mean, I do have to say, you don't have to choose. Yeah, you just fill up your car and then drive it into a cow. Boom! Then you get both. No, but for real though, this is a big problem. High gas prices affect so many aspects of life, like from getting to work, to childcare, to, all your friends who bike becoming even more smug about it. But the question is, why are gas prices going up so much? Well, like everything in our life right now, it has a lot to do with the pandemic. So let's talk about why this is happening and what Joe Biden can do about it in another installment of Getting Back to Normal-ish. Think back for a moment to spring of 2020. Much of the world had ground to a halt, which meant that people weren't driving. They weren't visiting friends or going into the office or hanging out of the passenger side of their best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. If you left your home at all, it was probably to take a sad walk around the block. I mean, at least until you heard someone cough down the street and then you ran your ass back inside. Now, because of all of that, that meant that America's oil industry, which had been producing more than any country in the world, basically shut down. And even though society has ramped back up again, the oil industry hasn't.
Early in the pandemic, demand for gasoline dropped dramatically as workers were told to stay home.
That immediately walloped the oil and gas industry like nothing ever in its history has ever hit them before. At one point early on in the coronavirus crisis, the price of a barrel of oil, it cost less than $0.
When prices dropped abruptly with the pandemic shutdown, U.S. shale producers dramatically slowed the drilling of new wells. Rigs were taken out of service, and oil production in the U.S. dropped off significantly.
They shut down production. They laid off tens of thousands of workers to try and stay alive during the pandemic.
Just like everything else in our lives, the oil production has been impacted by COVID. You can't just flick a switch at a refinery and operations and have everything back to normal.
Yeah, one of the reasons gas prices are so high is because America is making less gas than it did before the pandemic. Because people may be driving again, but that doesn't mean that it's easy for gas producers to just instantly produce as much as they were before. You gotta grow a whole new dinosaur and then smush it until the oil comes out. That takes time. And it makes sense that it's gonna take them time to adjust. I mean, it's been hard for all of us, right? Every single one of us. It's been hard for us to get back to normal life after the pandemic. Do you remember the first time you had to make small talk at the office? Nobody knew what we were doing. Welcome to the elevator. Do you remember weather? Yeah, I do. Not? My wife is leaving me. This is not my floor, but I'm getting out. Now, if America isn't making enough oil to keep up with demand, then why doesn't it just buy more from the rest of the world? Well, it could, but it turns out the people who control the oil in the rest of the world, well, they just don't feel like sharing.
Gas prices really not being driven up by that demand on the horizon. It's really more about the supply. Oil-producing nations are actually constricting the supply a little bit because they're trying to recoup their pandemic losses.
There's a cartel that controls the price of oil internationally, and that cartel is called OPEC.
OPEC, the biggest oil-producing nations, aren't increasing the amount of oil they release into the global economy. So as demand rebounds in the U.S., Americans are paying about $16 more to fill up their tanks than a year ago.
President Biden recently appealed to OPEC and Russia to boost production, but received a flat no.
Wow, they received a flat no. I mean, to be fair, every no coming out of a Russian is a flat no. Have you ever talked to a Russian person? They're never afraid of a flat no. Hey, are you having a good day? No. Well, there's always tomorrow, right? No. And look, you can understand OPEC's position. I mean, how much longer is oil gonna be around, right? They need to make money on this shit now, before we're all driving Elon Musk's cars that curse out Bernie Sanders when you honk the horn. And by the way, you also know what this means, right? You realize that this is the first time America could openly go to war for oil. Because usually when America goes into the Middle East, it's always like, this isn't about oil. My son is going over there to fight for freedom. But if prices go any higher, now Americans can just be like, Kevin, you get your butt in that fighter jet because your dad is not paying $6 a gallon. That's my steak money. Now, the good news is, America is not going to war yet. But asking OPEC nicely also didn't work. So the big question is, what can be done to lower gas prices? Well, the bad news for President Biden is not much.
The Biden administration is scrambling for solutions to one of his biggest political liabilities, soaring gas prices.
Like presidents who came before him, Joe Biden has few options when it comes to combating high fuel prices. Nearly a dozen Senate Democrats are calling on Biden to consider all the tools available at your disposal, even the extreme step of banning American oil exports, which Goldman Sachs warned would be counterproductive and could actually raise prices. The president also considering tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, though industry experts have warned that would do little to alleviate the problem.
If you ask the energy industry, they would say, well, the White House could cut environmental regulation, and maybe that would help. And it could, maybe for next winter, but that would take some time. President Biden does not have a magic wand to dramatically lower gas prices. And if he did, judging upon his sinking poll numbers, he would use that magic wand.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like even if Joe Biden did have a magic wand, he'd still need to recite a spell. And based on what we've all seen, I do not have confidence that he'd be able to get it right. Alakazam, Abraca, Abdul-Jabbar, one of the great Negro. You know the thing. You know the thing. Did it work? What's tough for Biden is that it doesn't matter what else he does. If the price of gas stays high, that's that. He could sign all the infrastructure bills he wants. He could get everyone to agree on abortion. But all people care about is how much is the black goo from the ground? Higher than before? Then get the out of here. So it's not exaggerating to say that his whole presidency, his entire presidency, could depend on whether gas prices stay up or go down. And based on this new PSA the Biden administration just put out, they're willing to try anything.
All across this great nation, Americans are feeling pain at the pump. But help is on the way. We at the Biden administration know you want nothing more than for gas prices to go back to where they were last year, which is why we're laser focused on the one method guaranteed to make that happen: creating a new pandemic. As we speak, our world-class scientists are working hard to develop the next big viral strain. They're experimenting with expired wombat meat, iguana sneeze droplets, and whatever they can scrape off the New York City subway. We're throwing all of it into a big old blender and feeding it to a sick hippo. Trust me, if COVID-22 is out there somewhere, we're gonna find it. We're not stopping until gas prices are the least of your problems once again. That's the Biden promise. Guys, is this something?